We choose not randomly each other. We meet only those who already exist in our subconscious. Freud. We met online. In a sea of photos, every user on the site was suspicious of other users. I was too. Did their photo truly represent them? Or was it taken a decade ago? Why did they cover their eyes with shades? Why did they use a filter? Why was their photo too dark or too far away? Why were they looking away from the camera? Why was it a headshot and not a full body shot? What were these men hiding? What's wrong with them? Why were they here? But then again, I was here too. I was only on the site for 5 minutes when Lakewood boy Eric sent me a message. "What color panties are you wearing?" Followed by a winking emoji, a kiss emoji, and the heart eyes emoji. The usernames were just as ridiculous as the users. No one could go with their first name alone. There were too many Johns, too many Matts, too many Davids. They used nicknames followed by their first name in bracket or some random numbers. No More Tears Ben, Coffee Guy Marcus, Scarecrow 225, Raoul 007, Pipe Fitter Jim. I mean, I get that Jim is proud of what he does, but this was taking it to the next level. Then there were the profiles. Reading them made me scratch my head. Every profile said, "Fun-loving man seeking fun-loving woman," and some were left blank. In the interest section, Happy Dude Joe wrote, "Food and water." That's what interests Joe, food and water. He's a simple guy. Meanwhile, Steve 78, who was blonde and blue-eyed, put down his ethnicity as Native American. This is how Steve described himself in his profile. "I'm such a lovely, sweet, caring, wonderful, trustworthy, faithful, honest, God-fearing man. I'm also amazing in bed. I have testimonials." I was curious about Steve's testimonials. I considered messaging him, but decided against it. Alex was a few years younger. He had nice hair, and his profile caught my eye because it said he liked poetry. We discussed literature and hair maintenance. We exchanged numbers and texted about our favorite poets, what we'd come back as if we were reincarnated, the color of our toothbrushes, how we like our eggs, and which countries we'd like to visit someday. Then, when we finally decided where we'd meet for a first date, he told me he had a child with a woman he was no longer with. I paused. "But this wasn't mentioned in your profile," I said. The site shows you a user's age, where they live, what they do, their body type, their zodiac sign, their social status, whether they have kids, whether they want kids, what kind of relationship they're seeking, serious or just casual dating, if they have pets, whether they're religious, and whether they drink, smoke, or do drugs. "It's no one's business," Alex argued. "If I found someone I'm comfortable dating, then I'll tell her," he continued. "But that's not fair," I wrote back. "You expect women on the site to be transparent with you about everything, but you keep something like this a secret? You're not concerned with privacy. You want it to seem like a better catch. You want it to seem more appealing to the ladies. I could have lied about being a mother or about my age. I know that men prefer to date younger, childless women. No one could blame me. I specified on my profile that I'm seeking casual dating, but nothing serious. If a potential partner said that I wasn't honest, I could simply say, well, it's not like we're getting married. But it's a matter of principle. It's about being a decent human being. Alex agreed, and he apologized, but something in me had already changed, and we texted our goodbyes. Professor Todd 330 messaged me. You remind me of a ruptured appendix in that I'd like to take you out. I rolled my eyes at the lameness of the joke, then threw my head back and laughed for a whole minute. We exchanged messages for several days and found that we had a lot in common. And by this I mean, To Kill a Mockingbird is not the only book he's read. He's an academic, interested in the arts, and can hold a conversation. We agreed to meet in person for a short walk by the Rocky River. We both told each other we were looking forward to it. He joked that he'll be the guy in yoga pants. The meeting was awkward. He was so much older than the photo. He couldn't walk because of a bad knee. He had a tremor in his hands. I was mortified. My mind told me to turn around and get back in my car, while something like a conscience told me to be polite for 15 minutes, then make an excuse and leave. Back home, I sat in my car for an hour. I felt angry and cheated. I kicked myself for not requesting a FaceTime or a Skype call. I fell for the most classic trick. Then my anger melted into a deep melancholy. I contemplated this mammoth monster called loneliness that terrorizes us all. The lengths we are willing to go to, the lies we are willing to tell, modified faces and bodies, inflated personalities and exaggerated achievements to hide an ocean of hungry, hungry hearts. Mournful gray rain began to roll sulkily down my windscreen, breaking and magnifying different parts of the tree outside. To the tree, my face was distorted. Like carnival mirrors, the raindrops multiplied me, stretched my nose, doubled my chin, elongated my head, sliced my eyes into 3s and 4s, gave me a grotesque, freakish mouth, then slowly pulled in the groove between the hood and the wipers before falling to the ground.